welcome again to yet another interesting session of our foundational and basic Forex training with Fortune Signature. Okay, and I do presume that most of us have actually had most of our questions from past sessions properly answered. But of course, please feel free to always send more questions in. It's all more about the you having proper clarifications of things, having full understanding of things. What's the point, going through all of this if at the end of the day you wouldn't even understand a thing? So feel free to always post your questions on the Telegram group. That's Fortune Signature. Feel free to always invite friends and anyone who is very much interested in learning how to trade the financial markets as much as possible. All right. The beautiful thing about this business is the fact that you're not bothered by the number of people who join in the business. There's no competition. There is no, there's no room for any competition at all. It's very much wide and big a market that everyone can all play in it and not even feel it at all. That's how beautiful it is. Just like we say about skies and of course the birds, flying and enjoying themselves, and without necessarily having one feather, hit against another, or one wing hit against another. That's the way the forex market works. A $5.3 trillion, volume traded per day. It's absolutely mind blowing. Welcome again. This is Fortune's Signature. As always, for those of you probably joining us for the first time, it's all about building a fortune trading Forex. Building a fortune trading Forex. And always, Fortune Signature is a hub of independent and consistently profitable traders with proven signature trades that steadily guarantees a fortune. Well, over the past few sessions, we've had quite a number of interesting things and discuss. We talked about what is Forex. And of course, we looked at right trade Forex, what you must know about Forex, major currency pairs, players, what must you know about Forex. Of course, the types of traders in Forex, types of trading, in Forex, terminologies in Forex we've also treated too as well. And how do we actually make money trading Forex is something we've also looked at. When can you trade Forex is also very key. Because of course you need to understand the timings and all that. So we looked at components, we looked at fundamentals, technicals, sentiments, very, very profound. You have to go through all the other classes and trainings for you to do it, for you to catch up with how far we have gone. All right, so this is where we're supposed to pick up today. We're looking at types of Forex charts, and of course how price moves. We have quite a number of Forex charts that you need to understand. All right, they're actually the three most popular types of Forex charts. We have the line chart, which is actually a simple line of charts on the chart that draws it picks positions, the closing price on a particular point to another next closing price, to the next closing price, to the next closing price, and that's per time. So if you're looking at it on a 1 minute time frame, it's the points per minute, connected together, almost like you're connecting the dots, okay, that make up the line chart, just like we have, as an example right here. We're going to look at more, in full detail when we actually look at a proper method trader for environment. But of course, I would actually also crave your indulgence as you listen to this and watch this, that you pay special attention to the cursor on my screen, because this is where, this is how you probably tell exactly what I'm particularly pointing at and what I am laying emphasis on. All right, so of course, that's a line chart. You can see there, just a little diagram for you to understand exactly what it looks like. So we just have points connected to points, to points, to points, to points, to points, and that's how we just keep going on and on. If it's the same across all time frames. Okay, so we also know what we we also have what we call the bar chart. The bar chart shows the opening and closing prices, and it also shows how high that particular bar reached, okay, within that time frame, and how low it's traveled to within that particular time frame. All right, if you look at this, this is what a simple bar chart, looks like in terms of registering the price movement per time. So say this was actually within 1 minute, we're saying that price moved from this point all the way to this point, okay? And so, of this point all the way to this point, as it were, depends on if it's a buying bar or a selling bar, okay? So at the point, this is the lowest, the bar came to. It's the highest the bar came to. And of course, the highest must not necessarily be the price in which, the bar closes, okay? So this is where it closed, this is where it opened. So when the minutes start, let's say you're on a 1 minute chart or a 5 minute chart, in 5 minutes, when the new 5 minutes begin, every 5 minutes, say price opens at this point, then decides to come down this low, never came lower than this, and then traveled all the way up into this high. And then just before the 10th minute, remember we're looking at it every 5 minutes, just for example, and analogy, the price decided to come down a little and it closed just at this point, before the time elapsed. So that's how a bar chart works. All right, looking at the candlesticks, which is the most popular of all three, traded by, I could almost say, if not 90, if I'm not wrong, over 90% or 95% of traders around the world. Okay, candlestick charts show the same price information just like bar charts. All right, it's only the only difference between a candle, stick is the fact that it has more of a thicker body, like our usual candles. Back in the days when we used to, light candles. When we have power surge or power failure and all the likes. So, but of course, this is like the real body of the candle. It has more weight, it's thicker. But of course, the same applies in terms of principles. All right, you would understand, much later why most traders tend to or prefer, to actually trade, the candlesticks more than the bar chart. They're quite similar in movement. It also has the high and the height. You can see like the wick of the candle. When you're about to light a candle, it has a wick to light up. All right, so it has a wick on top, it has a wick below, but of course it has a body. Okay, the body actually signifies the opening and the close of that candle. The body signifies the opening and the close of that candle, represented by the next, represented by that particular time frame in which that candle is being traded. So it could be 1 minute, it could be 5 minutes, 10 minutes, however the case. All right, so let's look at a more pictorial view of what we're saying. All right, so this is again the line chart. You can see, price action from point to point to point to point to point to point. And look at the bar chart. This is what it looks like with just single strokes and having different openings and closing prices. And then, of course, the more popular one, which I actually mentioned earlier, which is the candle chart. You can see this is a lot more charmier, more, elegant, and which is probably one of the reasons why, most traders tend to, trade it, because it has more information. It has more information, for you to be able to interpret what price is doing at the time. Remember, as traders, what we trade is price action. What is price doing at the moment? All right, price action. Action means doing. All right, action signifies a doing, a thing. All right, so what is price doing at the moment? And that's what we're trading, as Forex traders. So the candle chart helps us with more detail. All right, so we can see for some people, they tend to, signify or indicate they're selling candles by red candles or red colors. All right, and indicate they're buying, candles by green, colors. You could actually indicate yours however you want to. You look into, chart setups and all of that much later. So you could have blue for the buying, you could still have red for the selling, but of course, people tend to want to associate selling with red, because of course, when your bank account is going negative, we say the bank account is showing a red alert. So it's just, common sense, or should I say what is most common, to most of us when we're talking about finances. All right, so that's what a candle chart looks like. We look more into it. Understanding the candlesticks, how it works. A candlestick is a chart also known as a Japanese candlestick chart. A Japanese candlestick chart, and that's because this was first, discovered by, a certain Japanese man who, by the way, was so successful a trader that he had actually studied candlestick movement so much that he was able to interpret, price actions and price directions and trends, and all of that just by studying candles. All right, favored by most traders, like I said, gives you more information. The chart displays highs, lows, openings, and closing prices. Look at this bullish. All right, so I'm sure you should be able to follow me with terminologies right now. All right, bullish also is another word for buying candles or a long candle. Okay, a long candle, a buying candle, a bullish candle, which is indicated by this green color. This is the real body of the candle. These are the weeks. Okay, signifying that the price actually opened at this point and then went down to this low, but didn't go lower than this, and then decided to go all the way up, but did not close at this point within the specified time frame. We're looking at it in context, and then decided to close at this point. All right, remember we look at candles within time frames, okay? And your charts have different time frames. We will look at that much later. We have 1 minute, we have 5 minutes, we have 10, 15 minutes, we have 30 minutes, 1 hour, we have weeks, we have months, we have, so we'll look at candles in a more time frame detail much later. All right, so for a selling candle, the difference between a buying and a selling candle is that for a buying candle, price must open lower. Okay, so opening price is always lower because we're going upwards for a buying candle. All right, for a selling candle, the opening price is always at the top because, of course, we're coming from above all the way down. So the opening price is always at the top. So you could open here, and then, of course, it went all the way to this low. But guess what? It just finally closed this, But of course, for you to have a week here, it opened here, decided to buy for a bit. When you see a week, it means that it went opposite direction for a bit, all right? And then, of course, change direction back only to go this low and then finally close this way. So that's the movement of a bearish candle or a selling candle or a short candle. And this is the movement of a buying candle or, of course, a bullish candle. So that's exactly how, the candlestick works. Okay, so how to open a Forex trading account? Because I know most of us are quite itchy right now. I want to open my Forex account. And the reason I'm looking into this right now, before going into trading immediately, because you need to understand the process. Be patient, guys. Be patient. After finding the right broker for you, which is like the first step. Remember, we spoke much earlier about finding a broker. Working with the right broker. All right, you can see that everything is probably done in sequence, and so we don't want to put the cart before the horse for you. You can open a Forex trading account in 3 simple steps. Very simple steps. 3 simple of those steps. First, selecting an account type that you actually, want to operate with. When you're choosing an account, it's recommended that, you have a demo and live account. Yes, even successful traders up until now still making millions and billions of dollars still trade both demo and live accounts. You can understand that, the reason why you need to have both accounts. The demo is always used, when you learn new strategies and you like to test it and put it to work. While the live account, of course, is where you make the real deal in terms of money that you can withdraw. But of course, both platforms are the same. All right, so whatever you do on your demo also happens in your live. All right, so it's very much the same. The only difference is the fact that you're using virtual money for demo and you're using your real cash for your live. So you don't want to go practicing on your live. It wouldn't make sense. I mean, there's no sense in practicing, strategies and things that you just learned on your live account. Why You want to take a risk on your real money when you have a virtual money that can play out the same scenarios. All right, so trade the virtual till you find your feet, and then you go live. That's the rule. Trade the virtual or the demo account till you find your feet, and then you go live. Keep demo first for test runs, like I said. And so if you want to actually open the type, you say, okay, I want a demo, I want a live, but of course I want to open both. Okay, but of course, you could always state that you want a personal account or a business account when open a Forex account. And of course, people trade corporate accounts. Yep, they have corporate accounts, they're individual personal accounts too as well, just the way you have with the banks. Remember, the broker is operating like a bank too as well. Okay, so you open a personal account or individual account or a corporate account, and then you're good to go. So registration is another step to follow. When you've selected your account type, you register. You will have to submit paperwork when you're registering, okay, with a broker. All right, most of the time, the broker would always ask you for two major documents. You need your personal identification, which is like an international passport, a driver's license, national ID, and so on. So those are the things that you need. And the second document that you need is a proof of address document. Now, most people live in their own personal, apartments, or should I say buildings, whereby their utility bills carry their name. If that's the case for you, then you're all well and good. I mean, you're home and dry, you're well covered. You can use your utility bills, as your proof of address document. So you upload both of them and you're good to go. But for those who stay in rented apartments, and of course your utility bills cannot, reflect your name, except if you bear the same, name with your landlord, what you would require, what is required of you as a proof of address is a front page printout of your bank account statement. When we actually want to print out our bank statement, we have our address right on the front page of it. Okay, so you go to your bank, ask them for just one thing. You don't need your account balance, even if it's €0, in your bank account, right? It's not a big deal. It's not about the account balance. It's about the address on the letterhead of the bank. So that's what would let the broker know that, of course, that is a valid address, because they expect that the bank that you opened your account with must have done due diligence in order to verify your address, even though this is Nigeria, may God help us. But of course, so you go to your bank and ask for first, just a printout of the page. It could even be just 1 week or 1 day of transaction. Just need the front page. And please make sure that it is stamped. It is stamped, it has the seal of the bank. That is a proof of authenticity that the broker needs. So don't just ask for some, flimsy printout and then I think that the broker, if just any broker accepts anything, you have to be very careful, which is why we actually recommended the FX trainers to go the extra mile. Trust me, verification process, is very, very, very important to them. So those are the two major documents you would be required to submit to complete your registration. Then, of course, talking about the account activation, which is the third process of opening a Forex account. Once the broker has received all your necessary paperwork, you should receive an email with instructions on completing your account activation. It'll tell you exactly what to do. Just follow the steps. After these steps have been completed, you'll receive a final email that will give you a username and a password and instructions on how to fund your account. But you don't have to fund your account immediately. The brokers will put pressure on you and say, go fund your account, go fund your account. You can begin to trade right now and all of that, because the broker makes money when you lose money. The broker makes money when you make money. So they just don't care. They just want you to start trading immediately. But that's not the way it works for you. You want to take your time, demoing for a bit, and of course, then going live. So when you open your Forex account, feel free to open both accounts. Feel free to complete your registration, but leave your live account at 0 until you're ready to trade. It won't even put pressure on you at all. So you keep trading your demo. When it's time for you to fund your account, it's pretty easy, okay? Most of the time, you can do a simple transaction from your Naira bank account, and it would reflect in dollars in your broker account. So that's the way it works. All right, so we're looking at the next phase, which is the MT4 chart setup. and getting familiar with the trading environment. It's getting more interesting, right? Yes, I can feel the excitement even from here. Getting more interesting. We're looking at desktop setup, mobile setup. We're looking at the various time frames. Remember, I talked about time frames of candles. As you can see here at the M1. M1 signifies 1 minute, 5 minutes, 15 minutes, 1 hour, 2 hours, 4 hours, day one, 1 week, 1 month, and on and on and on. And of course, for every chart environment or the MT4 chart setup, we always use indicators and tools that help us, with trading. This is what a simple one looks like. We'll look at the real one very much any moment from now. All right, so MetaTrader 4 setup. Let's look at the MetaTrader 4 setup. MetaTrader 4, we mentioned earlier, is one of the things required of you to have been, you should have downloaded by now. If you haven't downloaded, the MT4, then I'm wondering what you're waiting for. Okay, I didn't mean to rhyme there, but that happened. Okay, so MT4 is one of the most popular online Forex trading platforms. In these lessons, we're going to be teaching you on the basics to help you get on your feet with MT4. First, you should know that MT4 is simply a trading platform used by tons of traders and brokers. Traders use it, to view real-time currency prices, open, or adjust their orders, get technical and fundamental analyses. On the other hand, for the broker, they also use the MT4 platform to reach out to a broader audience of traders. All right, so what's good about the MT4 platform is that it offers both loads of currency pairs and indicators that you can choose from. Remember, as a Forex trader, what you're trading is what? Currency pairs. You're trading either the euro against the USD or the euro against the JPY. And I'm sure you all remember that any currency that has the USD, it's more like a major pair, right? And the one without the USD is more like what? The crosses. Yes, I heard someone say that somehow. Okay, and of course the ones that are more exotic in nature, because of course from very emerging economic markets has to be the crosses, rather the exotic pairs, beg your pardon. Okay, so those are the 3 categories of currencies that we have. So we trade currency pairs. Okay, and of course the MT4, from what we see here, I hope you can see my cursor hovering over the screen. The MT4 helps you with currency. You can see the GBP USD, Euro USD, USD JPY, USD CAD, AUD USD. By now, you should be getting familiar with the currencies for different countries. The AUD is from Australia, that's the Australian dollar. Of course, the CAD is the Canadian dollar. The JPY is the yen. The Euro is, of course, the Euro. And of course, the USD is the dollar. The GBP is the Great Britain pound. And so, yes, that's the way it works. So you can see the environment, and you can pick from either using the bar charts or line charts, and of course you can use the candlesticks to trade. And right here we have indicators that you can use. You can see one MACD sample, moving averages. So we'll look into that in much detail. But of course that's what the MT4 environment provides you. Setting up your MT4. Step 1. Okay, step 1 is setting up your MT4. For those of you who have downloaded the MT4, download and install the MT4. And I would suggest you download it from the broker site, okay, directly from the broker site. So if you're very much registered with FX Trainers, with the link that we dropped, on the Telegram group, feel free, to just go to their site and of course download your MT4 right there. Be careful, fill in the account details like this, because of course it will ask you for, your name, ask for location, it will ask you for streets and all those things. You can go ahead and do that. The phone numbers, no big deal about that. The currency you want to trade in, the USD, the leverage, like we said, remember leverage is of course the benefits you enjoy, the privileges you enjoy from a broker that makes you trade more than the currency deposits you have in your account. For example, if you have just $100 in your account, and you're trading 1 to 100 as a leverage, it means that for every $1 of your $100, the broker is giving you an extra $100, to trade. That's an amazing privilege, 1 to 100 ratio, okay? And so right here, you will be able to pick your leverage. Be careful, we have leverages as high as 1 to 1,000, 1 to So someone's going to ask me, I mean, I would rather want to go for higher leverages, right? Remember when we treated leverages, okay? The more the leverages, the more you expose your account, to more risk. So you want to play around safer leverages, okay? I know that the more the leverages you have, you can enter as many trades as possible. But remember, over trading is something that you want to be careful about. You don't want to, have too many pairs open or trade too many currencies and as well. All right, so how much do I want to pick? I always suggest that when you're picking the currency that the deposit or the amount more money you want to use to trade for a demo account, for example, try to pick the lowest that the broker offers, which is close enough to the amount that you plan to open a live account with. Do you understand? For example, you want to open trading your live account with a $1,000 in the future. You don't want to go open, a demo account of $100,000. That's a huge variance. What's the point? Come close home. Just come closer home and pick something closest. If the lowest that the broker offers is 3,000, pick 3,000. If it's 5,000, pick 5,000. That's closer home to what you have than going unrealistic with yourself. The benefit of doing this is that it helps you to manage your account as though you're managing your real live account. Then you click on agree and then you're good to go. It just loads, finishes, and then of course it sends you your password and login details, which you have to note. When it gives you login details, please note your login details, numbers and password. This password can be changed. You can change your password when you're well logged in. I'll show you all of that, from the real life and the real MT4 we'll be looking at much later. So that's exactly how it works, setting up your MT4 account or opening up your MT4 account. But of course, yes, let's open a live MT4 environment for us to actually know exactly how this works. So basically, I need to share my screen to check which one I have open here. Okay, I have one here. Let's go. All right, so this is exactly what happens. The moment you click on finish, boom, right here is the environment you all have been waiting for, right? This is the moment we all have been waiting for, right? So very quickly, we look at the MT4 environment, how it works. We'll be looking at a whole lot of things much in detail. All right, so you can see here that the moment you have like 4 chats open, but of course you want to see a bigger chat. This is quite small. You want to see a much bigger chat. First things first, if you double click on any of the chats here, then it makes it bigger. All right, or at best you click on the maximize, cursor right here. Can you see my cursor? Please pay attention. See my cursor right here. Okay, so you click on the maximize on first. This is Euro USD. Boom, and it's big. Wow, this is what we want. All right, don't get scared by what you see. All right, it will get simplified along the way. Okay, so you can see that all I have so far are bar charts, but of course I probably would need to customize my trading environment a whole lot more, before we go into other things. But first, of course, looking at the environment, in summary, you can see that my account balance here is a $5,000 account on a demo. Okay, you can see my currency pairs right here. You can see my cursor. This is the Euro USD H4, meaning I am on the 4-hour time frame. I am on the 4-hour time frame. This is the USD CHF. CHF means the Swiss franc. Okay, and of course, there's the GBP USD, USD JPY, all of 4-hour time frames. Where are my time frames? They're right here. 1 minute, 5 minutes, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 1 hour, 4 hours. Look at what happens when I change to 1 hour. Boom. Okay, you can see that it has changed. Positions of the candles have changed. And that's because the lower the time frames, the more the details you get to see. The lower the time frames, the more the details you get to see. Okay, and then of course, we have quite a number of things you need to see here. Currency pairs. Okay, so if I want to add more currency pairs, to the list I have here, because right here, down here, we have more spaces. Okay, you have more spaces for you to add more currencies. I can add more and more and more and more and more. So for example, I come here, these are where I have my currency symbols. Okay, and I want to add the AUD USD. All I do is right? To click on it, right click on the AUD USD, and I go to chart window. Chart window takes me to opening that currency. And you can see, boom, it's right here. When it opens, it's giving me, of course, it's giving me it's giving me bar charts. All right, I don't trade bar charts, for example. So, and if I want to be able to switch between lines to bars to candles, it's right up here. You can see that this has been highlighted, the bar charts. Can you see that? Right up here, bar charts. Okay, and if I click on this, this is candlesticks. This is line charts. So if I click on bar, it changes to bar. Okay, and it's changed already to bar, to candlesticks, but I need to increase by zooming in. Aha. Okay, so this is zooming in and zooming out and then zooming in. Okay, so zooming out, zooming in, you can increase your chart details by zooming out and zooming in. Okay, so let's look at this. So I can change the line chart. You can see what the line chart does from one point to the other, very similar to what we talked about earlier. Okay, so I will stick with a candlestick. We'll definitely customize this in a bit. Okay, right here is the navigator channel. Navigator channel shows you your account. You can see the account. HF markets demo is what I'm looking at. These are the indicators. These are various indicators. Right up here, we have more and more indicators we can add, and templates too as well. This is the indicators list right up here. These are indicators list that you can add to your chart. If you click on the indicators list, boom, you have accelerators. You know, don't worry your head about all of this, okay? Because we're just showing you the environment how it works. Trends. I mean, these are indicators that helps you to, you know, identify trends. We'll look at that much later. Remember, you know, currencies happen and operate in trends. Oscillators, volumes. Don't bug your head about all of this yet. Okay, it's very much a very friendly environment. So those are indicators list. Of course, we have the periods. You can always pick in case they were not there, but of course we have them already here, customized. Some come readily on that. The beautiful thing about templates here is the fact that templates, when you have customized your trading space, you can automatically just save your template with a name, so that when you want to load it on other currency pairs, it will automatically load itself on that currency pair. Okay, what else do we need to? When you want to place a trade, you can say new order. We'll look into that in a bit. New order, this is where we go to new order. Order means I'm about to place a trade. All right, new order, this is where I come to place a new order. Okay, and what else? So that's about the little on the trading environment. Look at more and more much later. So now that this is open, first things first, for some of you, I want to change my password. All right, you go to file, okay, and then you go to what? Okay, so you go to the account itself. You click on the account itself. This is the account, and you right click on the account. HF Markets demo. You right click on the account number. You come right here to change password. If you click on the change password, it asks you to put in the current password, the one that was given to you. All right, when you open the account, remember you're supposed to have noted it down. When you put in the current password right here, then you put in the new password that you want to put in, and you confirm with the new password and you click OK. Boom, it automatically changes your password. Remember to change your password. You come to your account details, you right click, and then of course you go to change password, and then that's how it works. Okay, so what else? Right here we have tools. We'll look into the tools in a bit. These are tools that you use to draw lines, to draw shapes and everything on your chart. So first things first, let's customize our trading environment. For some people, they like a black background, okay? But some people like a white background. You can change all of that. All you have to do to customize your trading environment is to right click on anywhere on this chart. on this chart. Okay, I just click on right click. Okay, and I'm going all the way down to properties. Okay, coming all the way down to properties. Right click on the chart, click on properties. Boom, here we go. So on the properties is giving me what my chart looks like. So as I change it, I should be able to see what it looks like in preview right here. Okay, black background. Do you want a black background? Do you want to change the background? You can simply type in colors right here and it changes. So I want white. You can see as I change it, I can see that this has changed to white. So I want white. Okay. Before I actually pick on the background, I always say first things first, decide what candle colors that you want to work with. Okay. Decide what candle colors you want to work with. So here are the candle colors that you have to change. Okay. All right. So basically, go to the bull candle. The bull candle right here is the candle going buying. You can see all the buying candles have black. Buying candles have black inside. It's the body of the candle, or the framing of the body of the candle that has green. All right, and the framing talks about the bar up or the bar down. Okay, that's the framing. The framing, bar up, bar down. Framing is the color. Okay, so I picked the bull candle. I want to make my own bull candles green. Green means go. Let's go. Let's go. So I can type in green. Boom. Okay, and here we go. It's green. Okay, and then for bar up, which is the frame, I can type in green. Okay, boom. Looking like it right now. You can see the preview here. Okay, green, green, green. I can go to my bar, the candle, the bearish candle. Remember bearish candle, you want to go by red, and boom, so red. You can see it changing right now. I go to the bar down, which is the frame of the bearish candle, and I put in red. Boom, here we go. It's beginning to look closer and look closer to what we want it to look like. And then, of course, what else do I want to check for that? Just you can leave the rest of it the way it is. So you look at this right now, and then you ask yourself, is it clear enough? Because you want to have a chart that is clear enough for you to see, what you need to see. What's the point? Trading an environment that you can't see. It's your money we're talking about here. Eyes must see the things clearly for you to trade. Okay, you can tell right now that the market is very active. Yes, during the week the market is active. You can see prices moving up and down. Market is very active. Okay, so which is why it's a 24-hour, 5 days a week market. Beautiful. You can place a trade right now, make money. All right, but always be sure to be trading at the right time frame. Okay, it's 5 a.m. in the morning, and right now a session is almost ending, if I'm very correct. For those of you who know about the Tokyo session, and of course, very soon the London session will kick off, which is anytime from 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock, Nigerian time. Okay, so between now, this is the time that some of the traders in Nigeria are resting somehow, because they want to go up in another 2 or 3 hours to pick some things. Some people don't like trading at night so that they can be very active during the day. Okay, so back to our setup. So you want to change the background back now to white, if that works for you. Okay, so you've changed it to white. Please, if you change your background to white, your foreground must be a contrast color. Foreground is talking about all these price numbers. All these figures you see here, can you see my cursor, guys? Can you see my cursor? All right, you can see that as price is moving down up here, automatically price is changing here. 0.70332 is the price, and we're on the AUD chart. Look at it. This is what is highlighted. We're on the AUD USD chart 1 hour. Okay, so it means you can see price going up and down. 0.70334. That means price as at now, okay, is 0.70334. If I'm buying, this is the price I will be buying, and if I'm selling, this is the price I would be selling. So if you change your background to white, which is what this will look like, please make sure that this numbers, which is the foreground, is changed to black. Okay, so there has to be contrast. Okay, so let's change that to black. So you can always change this background. You can see that this has changed to black. We didn't see it before when it was a white. So now it's changed to black. So if you've done this, this is like a basic setup for your MT4 environment. And then you click on OK. Voila. Here we are. Here we go. This is your new trading chart. Okay. So right here, you can see price action. Okay. The bearish candle selling, all right, selling all the way down and then buying all the way up. Now, one thing you must understand in Forex trading is that price doesn't just go from down up in a straight line. I mean, that would be so sweet to make some cool cash, right? Price doesn't just go from up here all the way down. Price moves in a zigzag. Let's shrink this chart a little bit. Okay, here we go. So I went up here to shrink it. You can see zoom out. I decided to see more detail. If I zoom in, it's closer. Zoom out, it's farther. Farther. And so right now, I want to see what's happening. Price decided to move from this point all the way to this point. But guess what? It didn't just go from here, boom, straight line. That would have been sweet, right? If that was possible. No. Price does a zigzag movement. All right, irregular zigzag movement. So from here, it went up, came back down, went up, came back down, up, came back down, went back up, came back down, and went up, down, up, down, up, down, up. So little movements of ups and downs, ups and downs, ups and downs make up, price movement, which is why the market can be said to be very unpredictable, and you have to know what you're doing before getting into the market. So invariably, market forex traders who know what they're doing would have come in somewhere here and would have bought price at this low of 0.68550, and then they would have bought all the way to this point, okay, which is about 0.70331. If you do your math very well, subtracting this, from this, or rather from this, because you're buying all the way up, the difference is a beautiful, wonderful number of pips, that you would have made. And the number of pips, remember, multiplied by the price at which you went in determines the number of profits that you'll be swinging in from this point all the way to this point. All right. And some people, like I said, you always have to, trade with the trend. This is the trend of the market, an upward trend from here all the way down. We'll look more into trends and all of that much later, but of course, we're setting up our chart as of now. So this is what setup does. Remember, you right click, you go to the properties, boom. And then, of course, you change your background, your foreground, you go to your bull candles, your bear candles. The bull candles, bear candles will have the same colors as your bar up, which is for your bull, bar down for your sell candle, and click on OK, and you're good to go. So, what else do we need to know exactly about the trading environment? Remember, we're very much on our candlestick charts right here. This is what a candlestick does, looks like. Okay, you can see we have wicks here. Okay, let me increase this more so you understand. Okay, so you can see that this candle here is a bullish candle. It has a little wick up here. Doesn't have any, I think, a tiny wick down here. This is the bearish candle. The bearish candle has a long wick and then, of course, a short wick. So, I mean, that's how it works. If I change this to line chart, boom, this is what it looks like. Lines, 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 lines. And then if it was a bar chart, this is what it looks like. Bearish and bullish bars. But of course, like I said, we trade the candlesticks majorly. Okay, so I want to place a trade. Say I want to place any trade right now. I'm just saying, let's say if we're buying this market, I want to buy this market. All you have to do is come to new order, okay? Because I am on the AUD USD. Okay, before I talk about placing trade, you can see that if I put my cursor on this currency pair here, I will hold it down, the cursor, and drag all the way to the front here, in case that's what I want as my first point. So you can move charts in between, all right? But I want to move it all the way here. If I come to the other ones I haven't set up, okay, it's because it's not what? Saved. I don't have a chart that has been saved. So I come back to my first chart I've saved, and what do? First thing is to save my template. So I click on my template here, and then I go to save template. Where do I go? Save template. I go to save template right here. When I click on save template, it should come up with a dialog box. All right, the dialog box helps me to name my template what I want it. Okay, and all I have to do is put in a name here. For example, I just put in a name ABC template. Okay, ABC template is what I put in here. Don't worry about where it's saving it. Okay, that's not a business. Don't worry about where it's saving it. ABC template is what I've changed, and I click on save. Boom, I've saved the template. So anytime I want to use the template, all I have to do is call up for it. So I go to Euro USD. I don't like this. I have a new template. Okay, so I go to templates by clicking on template, and my ABC template is here. You can see when you save a new template, it always saves it right here. ABC template, click on it, it loads. Aha! I go to USD CHF. I go to templates, ABC template. Boom! It works everywhere. It works. All right, click on it. ABC template works. ABC template. Go to templates. Up here, click on template. ABC template. It works. All right. So that's how it works, and you can always change. I'm on a 1 hour time frame. Means I can change to 4 hours. Remember, I can change to 1 day. I can change to 1 week. I can change to 1 month. Okay. So let's look at the time frame before I begin to add, some other things to it, and maybe also, of course, look at buying and selling of the currency. Now look at it now. Okay, I'm on the 1 month time frame. We go from the highest to the lowest time frame. Just explain some things to you. Good. Now, one candle here represents 1 month when I'm on the 1 month time frame. One candle here. So every candle is 1 month, 1 month, and 1 month. What did that tell? What that tells you is that for this candle here, for example, for this candle here, let me see if I can get some of my shades and tools, so that I can actually draw some of the things right here. I don't want to mess up the charts too much with too many tools. Okay. I will have to call for some of them. I will have to, tools. You can go to tools right here. Click on the tools. I'm looking at some options. What do I want to go to? Objects. Okay. Where the objects I want. Okay. All right. So I probably don't want to bore you with that yet. So let's look at this very long candle. It means that price opens. Remember, for a bearish candle, what happens? Price always opens on top. For a bearish candle, price always opens on top, and because it's selling downwards. Okay. For a bullish candle, price opens below and it's buying all the way up. Okay. So it means that the beginning of a particular month, if you put your cursor on it, it tells you. Put your cursor on it, or you look at this particular line and follow it all the way. It's sometime in July. Okay, sometime in July 2014, you can see. So if I put my cursor on it, all right, it's supposed to come up, I guess it's because the system is quite slow. So price opened up right here, right up here, the beginning of the month, and then price closed. Aha, that's the cursor I was waiting for. If you put a cursor on your candle or any of the candle, it gives you the details of that candle. All right, so it's telling you the time in which price closed and opened. Okay, and the prices at which price closed and opened. Let's put it again. There we go. So price opened at 0.93241. It went on a high of 0.94018, went on a low of this, closed at this, and this is the valid volume of the price action. So it means price opened right up here and went all the way here, closed at this point after that 1 month. And then when we came here, price opened here for the following month, for the following month, for the following month, for the following month. All right, which is what, remember, when we're looking at types of trading, those who trade, for longer weeks and months, you can imagine placing a trade up here and you're hoping to sell all the way here. All right, it means that as at the time when you sold here at this candle, okay, and you took a profit here, you waited for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Let's even say you ended here. You waited for an entire year, 12 months. all right, leaving that currency running for 1 whole year before it got here. From here to here represents 1 year, because I picked it from any point. Okay, remember, one candle is 1 month because I'm on the 1 month time frame. Okay, if I go on a weekly time frame, that's a lower time frame. It means that for every candle here, it's beginning of the week, the close of a particular week. Okay, if I have 4 of these candles, it will give me 1 month. So if I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 of these candles will be just 1 candle on the 1 month time frame. All right, 1, 2, 3, or 4 of these candles will be what? 1 full candle on the 1 month time frame. If I go on a daily time frame, okay, and the daily time frame right here, 1 candle is just 1 day. That means the beginning of the day, okay, price open here and close here. Which, by the way, you all need to know. In Forex trading, the day opens at 10 p.m. The new day opens at 10 p.m. The day closes 10 p.m. too as well. Okay, so we are all right here in the new day, right, at 5:30 a.m. this morning, and from 10 p.m. the day kicked off. By 10 p.m. later today, the day would have closed. That's the way it works. So on the daily time frame, price opened up here and closed down here, and that was 1 day. So how many days does make a week? 7 days, right? So if I have to count from any point to any point, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's rather, in trading, it's 5 days right now because we don't trade on Saturdays and, you know, until 10 p.m. on Sunday night. Okay, so 5 candles will represent what? 1 week here. 5 candles because it's 24 hours a day, but 5 days in a week. Remember? So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That makes up what? 1 week. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days make up 1 week in trading. So 5 of these candles will be equal to 1 candle on a weekly time frame. Okay, you can see weekly time frame, and 4 of the candles on the weekly time frame will be equal to what? 1 candle on the monthly time frame, and that's how it goes. Let's go to the 4 hours. Now there are more details. All right, 4-hour candles means that what? Every 4 hours, 1 candle opens and closes. 1 candle opens and closes. So you can be trading on the 4 hours. What you see on the 4 hours will be different from what you see on a daily. It will be different from what you see on a weekly. It will be different from what you see on a monthly. It will be different from what you see on a 1 hour. That's hourly chart, or a 30-minute chart, or a 50-minute chart. Okay, for starters, you'll be required to trade more often on a 1 hour time frame. Okay, for short day, intraday traders, you want to look at what? 1 hour time frames and 4-hour time frames, as it were. You go on the higher time frames for more confirmation. What you see on the higher time frames are more solid, all right? More solid than what you see on the lower time frame. All right, whatever I see on the monthly time frame is giving me more assurance of what the market will do, okay, than on the lower time frames. However, you know, the time frame that you trade upon or trade on determines the kind of trading strategy that you deploy. Do I like to swing? Okay, do I like to be a position trader? If I'm a position trader, most often I'm trading from a daily time frame. All right, and I'm picking a position that, okay, I want to sell the market from here, and I hold it down up to this point for 1 day, if that's it, or I hold it all the way to this point, which will take me weeks to get to this point. Okay, from here to here will take me weeks. So that's why I'm a position trader. If I do that, if I trade on a weekly time frame, I'm a position trader. Monthly time frame, I'm a position trader. Okay, and of course, 4 hours and 1 hour, I might be swinging. Okay, 4 hours or 1 hour, I should be swinging, because it means that I will have to wait for many hours during the day, you know, to be able to probably hit my target. If I bought somewhere down here, okay, in Forex, usually you want to buy at a lower price and of course make profit all the way up. You know, in selling, you want to sell from what? A higher price and sell all the way up. Logical, right? I mean, that's just logical. I sell from a higher time position, I sell downwards to make profit. I sell from a lower point and I buy all the way up. That's what we're doing in Forex. So we're selling from a higher point all the way down, and we buy from a lower point all the way up, but there is more to it, okay? That's just in layman's English, all right? Like I just said, that's in layman's English. So I can trade on a weekly, monthly, daily, 4 hours, 1 hour, you know, but as, you know, a scalping strategy, trust me, you go lower, 15 minutes. Wow, it means that for every candle one from this point to this point is just 15 minutes. Wow, somebody is probably saying, I can't wait for that. That's okay. Well, as you get deeper into Forex, you will begin to understand the patience that it requires. Because even for 15 minutes, you might wait for like an hour or two for your trade setup to form before you enter into a trade. Okay, so this candle represents 15 minutes. Every candle here represents 15 minutes, and you can tell that some candles are small. You can imagine in 15 minutes, all the price movement that happened was just this small. But in another 15 minutes, look at all that happened within that time frame. Volume within 15 minutes, volume 15 minutes, volume 15 minutes. These are the kind of positions you want to be from here. Trade all the way to this point, or maybe trade all the way to this point. This is what we mean by pullback. This is what we mean by a little pullback. But of course, trade all the way to this point. All these terms you get to know as you trade the Forex market. Now you understood time frames. Now you understood how to set up your MT4. Now you want to probably, know how to put some things on your chart. This is drawing an horizontal line. You get to know why you use horizontal lines much later. I can drop it here, boom. You can see the horizontal line has appeared. I can pick another one here, drop it here, boom. I have another one. Okay, I can draw this line from here, which is like a trend line, and I'm drawing it from here all the way. Okay, I need to. Okay, no, this is not what I wanted to do. Okay, so you can see I want to pick the tool that I had drawn. I have to double click on it. Let's do that again. Okay, so I've dropped this, but I want to pick the tool again. Okay, and it has been highlighted. You can see that. Okay, so that would only make me give me the possibility to adjust the properties, trendline properties. Click on it, and I want to change some parameters somewhere. Okay, visualization. Is that this? Is it common? There's just somewhere I needed to change. I wanted to change. Can find it now. Okay, the ray. All right, I unclick the ray. Unclicking the ray for me helps me because you can see that when I drew the trend line, it just disappeared somewhere that I don't like. I don't even know where it is. So I unclick the ray and I click OK, and it makes it shorter. So it means I can adjust to what point I want by myself. So this is a trend line. Okay, we'll go into trend lines much later. Okay, I'm just leaving all of that here. Okay, so I want to place a trade. That's the last thing we'll talk about just before we wrap up this particular part of it. All right, I want to take a trade. So I look at this right now. Okay, say I really want to buy, even though this candle is selling. Before you place any trade, rule of thumb, allow a candle close before you place your trade. Allow a candle close before you place your trade. What do I mean? Right now, this candle is still in process. And if you're smart enough, you would understand that we're on the 15 minutes time frame. And if you look at my computer screen, this is 5:21. It means that it will take another 9 minutes because each candle forms every 15 minutes. If we're on the 15 minutes time frame, right? It will take another 9 minutes, right, for this candle to be formed, and then I can decide where I'm going. 15 minutes ago, this candle played out. Right now, this candle is playing out another 15 minutes now. Okay, so if I want to sell, I wait for the close of that candle before I put a sell or I put a buy. But that's not the timing of getting into the trade is not the issue for me right now. I just want to place a trade. How do I place a trade? I go to new order. Boom, click on it. Here we go. New order, right? And then on new order, I want to also, this confirms the currency pair that I am on. AUD USD, that confirms the currency pair. So you know that you don't make mistakes. You have to be very careful, all right? Volume is the lot size. And if you click down on this, you have 0.01, 0.02, 0.03. You would understand how to calculate your lot size much later, just before you enter into a trade. Say I pick, 0.05. Wow. Okay, and you'll understand what numbers to pick much later. All right, and then if I want to click on it, there's market execution. All right, the type of trade I'm placing is market execution. Market execution means as I click on sell immediately by the market or buy by the market, it takes action immediately. If I click downwards, there are other options. There's pending order or market execution. Let's look at market execution first. Sell. Boom. Did you hear that sound? Anytime you get to hear that sound, it means that money is already playing out. The market is playing out. You can see successful. Selling at this price, at this lot size, at this price has been successful. You click on OK, bam. And guess what's happening? Let's look downwards. Let's drag. You can see that I looked for my cursor, allowed it to form on this part. I drag it up just to see what's happening. Boom. You can see. Okay, my equity right now is 4,999. I'm in a loss right now. Okay, I'm in a loss right now. Why am I in a loss? And that's because the broker would always take his own spread from every trade. How do I understand the spread? Look at it now. I'm right here and I drag this just to understand some things here. You can see there's an ask and a bid price. Remember we spoke about ask and bid price? Ask and bid price. Good. The difference between the ask, this is AUD USD, the currency we're trading right now. The difference between the AUD and the USD, 0.7034 and 0.7035. Remember, the last digit is not our concern. It's not our business. 0 and 4 right here are not our business. Those are pipettes, okay? 0.7034, 0.7035. There is a difference of what? 0.0001. Fantastic. I've got people that are very good with their mathematics right here. 0.0001. That's the number of pips. So the spread here is just one spread. That means the broker has to take his own spread of 1 pip first. After he has taken his 1 pip, that means it will set you back by 1 pip. All right, to take his own. That's why you always, anytime you place any trade in Forex, you always be in negative for starters before you start going in positive in case you're in the right direction. All right, you keep remaining in negative if you're very much in the wrong direction. Okay, you can see that my sell, this is the line in which I have sold here, and the candle is coming lower and lower. The lower it comes, this moves from negative. When we started, it was negative 0.75. We moved to negative 0.60. Now it's a negative 0.45. This is the number of profits. It means I'm at 40 cents. Okay, right now. Cents, it's not even up to $1 yet. Okay, I'm just giving you an example. Someone's like, that's small money. You need to always appreciate small money, my people. Yes. All right, remember the words of Warren Buffett. It says that the reason why people are not as successful as I am is that they don't want to get rich slow. They don't want to get rich slow. They don't want to get rich slow. If you do a compound of many cents, you know how many dollars that could be, or a compound of many $1 or $5, you know how many hundreds of dollars that will be. So you have to be patient and, of course, know what you're doing in trading. You can see it's reducing 0.35 minus. All right. So as it is, I place the trade and I can see what's happening right here. How do I modify this trade? How do I modify this trade? All I have to do, for example, all right, in using the MT4 is that I go back to where, can you see, I go back to where the price is, where I sold. I go back to where the price is and I drag. You see, you drag to modify. I drag all the way up or I drag the way down. Okay, we'll talk about stop losses and take profits much later. But let's just do a little math. If I want to sell from here all the way down here, it means that here will be my target profit, right? And so that will be take profit. So I will drag all the way down to where I'm hoping that price will get to. So I said, yesterday I drop it here. Okay. The first time you do that, it would ask you about this. Disclaimer, just click on accept. Okay. When you click on accept and you click on OK, then you're good to go. Just click on accept and then click on OK and then you're good to go. So you have to repeat it again. Drag price all the way here. Boom. What is that saying? It means that I am selling from this point all the way to this point. I'm saying that when price gets to this point, take me out of the market in profit. Do we understand? And when that is happening, the closer it gets to that point, this will start to show and indicate green. Take profit. That's what TP means. TP is take profit. All right. What about stop loss? Stop loss is saying, how much am I willing to lose? How much am I willing to lose? All right. And maybe I've said that when price is somewhere around here, okay, this is some tool that you need. Let's go back here. Crosshair. Crosshair helps you to navigate your chart very well. Click on crosshair. Crosshair shows this cross. Okay, horizontal and vertical lines, which moves in a very fluid manner on the chart. So right now, what I'm saying is that, say, I'm hoping that price will come, when it comes back up here, it means it's a bad trade. Take me out of it. Okay. And how you calculate your pips? If you drag from here, putting it down and drag all the way to where price is, you can see the figures that it's showing. Okay. Right now, you can see the 2 in front of it. 1, 2, then it's 45, and all of that. They mean different things. We'll let you know much later what those things mean. Okay. So that's a crosshair. It helps you navigate your chart very well. So back to stop loss, you drag all the way up here and place. Boom. And you can see stop loss, SL, TP, take profit, sell, that's the price. Okay. So you're saying that if price reverses in opposite direction to what you have decided or you have speculated, it takes you out a loss right here. Okay. And of course, when you put your cursor on that line, it tells you how much you're willing to lose. You can see here, it's saying that you would be in negative profit of $5.85 if this goes against you, which is what? Minus 11 pips. Remember, the last figure is not our business. That's pipette. Okay? All right, that's pipette. Good. It's 5:30, Lee. It's 5:30 right now. What happened? This candle has closed. A new candle has formed. Can we see that now? This candle is closed because it's another 15 minutes. A new candle has formed. All right, a new candle has formed, and it's going in any direction we do not know. Okay, so that's the way it works. That's the MT4 environment, buying and selling. So if you want to modify, you can also click on this place where the details of your price is. You can click on anywhere on it, right click on it to highlight it, then and right click, and then you go to what? Modify or delete order. If you want to close your trade, say you are very much done with your trade, even if it does not hit your take profit and you want to close the trade, this is close your order. If you click on close your order, okay, it closes the order. It's gone. Okay, but if you place another order, new order, all right, let's buy. Okay, it means that we're buying again. Remember, immediately we decided to buy, we're negative again. That's because it's taking a spread of 1 pip. As again, every currency pair has different, spreads. Every currency pair has different spreads. So you have to be very careful what you trade. The higher the spread, the more volatile possibly that currency is. Okay, so right now, what's happening? I want to modify. Right click, modify or delete order. If I come here, I can adjust my stop loss figures. That's in case I just don't want to drag up there. If I put any figures right here, it will adjust. If I put any figures right here, it will adjust it. So if I say I want to put 0.70445 up here, this time around I am buying. And since I'm buying, my take profit should be up and my stop loss should be down. All right, when I'm selling, my take profit will be what? Down, and my stop loss will be where? Up. Good. So I'm buying right now, my take profit should be up, my stop loss should be down. So let's say I want to buy up until 0.70445. 0.70445. I just put it here, 0.70445. okay, and maybe I want to sell, I want to manage my stop loss somewhere around here, 0.70325, 0.70325, 0.70325. What do I do? Okay, it's too close. Let's take it to 0. Whenever it doesn't highlight to you to be able to modify, it means you're too close to where price is. 0.70295, 0.70295. You can see it's highlighted now because it's far away from price. Modify. You can see automatically a stop loss and a take profit has appeared in the modified dialog that I entered. So you can actually modify here, okay? Or you can simply drag price from here to modify, okay? That's it. So that's how you actually modify your trade. You can also do a fast close without necessarily going to, right click and close chart. Look at this X here. You can see it's highlighted, close. It's shown close. The X right here beside the price means if I click on it, price closes. Price closes when I click on it, okay? That's it, new order. I click on new order, I sell or I buy. I change my lot size before I sell or buy. Make sure you check your lot size. Lot size is your volume. Always check your lot size, pick the right lot size you want per your capital, and then click on what? Buy. If I increase the lot size, trust me, you'll be seeing what you're seeing here. You want us to try that? Yes, good. I think we should. All right, we're on AUD USD new order. Increase the lot. This is 0.05, and we're saying cents minus 0.50. Now let's go for a higher lot size. Let's go for 5.0. Okay, and then you understand how it works. And let's still buy too as well. Let's buy the same market. Buy. Boom. Can you see the difference? I am in minus $65. Can you see the difference? Minus $65. Minus $70. Wow. If you don't have the account size to trade that, then you're in trouble. Imagine if you have just $200 in your account and use a 5 lot size, a lot size of 5. Right now, minus $70 is first, you move from your $200. What do you have left? 130, and it has not even started the movement. If it goes a few pips against you, your account is all blown out, which is why we say ensure that you don't over leverage and you use the right lot sizes. So I want to close this. I click on this X here, fast close and close. That's it. I leave the other one running. Okay, so that's how you place your trades. New order. Okay, remember, new order, execute, market execution straight up. What about pending orders? I go to pending orders if I want to place a futuristic trade. If I want to place a futuristic trade, that's when I go to pending order. So I click on pending order. When pending order appears, the environment is different. All right, same volume is here. Stop loss and take profit I can always put in there, okay, and say I want to put a pending order on this trade that when price gets somewhere around here, all right, buy, okay, and when price gets somewhere around here, please what? Buy or even sell. So that's what the pending order is. So I change your buy limit, sell limit, buy stop, sell stop. Okay, buy limit, sell limit, buy stop, sell stop. These are the pending orders that exist. I'll let you know exactly what each of them means, and then you place your order. That's the way it works. All right, so that's the MT4 environment in a brief description. Very soon, and sooner than you think, we'll be having a more practical class where everyone will be present, and of course we'll go through the environment together. We just don't want you to be very much strangers to this one, and which is why we've decided to show you the environment. Okay, so let's go back to the slides, and just to be sure that we're very much on the same page. Okay, so that's basically how the MT4 environment is. Okay, so placing the trade with your MT4, right? We have what? Instant execution, which is what we saw. Sell by the market, buy by the market. Pending orders, we have sell limits, buy limits. We have sell stop, we have buy stop. All right, I will let us know exactly what each of those ones actually mean much later. All right, what a sell stop, what a buy stop, sell limits, buy limits much later. Okay, how to put a stop loss, we saw that to modify your order. Stop losses, take profit, break even, partial closing, We'll look at that very much later too as well. Well, that's the much we can take for this particular class. It's been an awesome experience too as well. Remember, guys, that it's all about all about trading, building a fortune, trading forex with fortune signature. Thank you very much for sticking around. It's quite a lengthy session, but of course, it was worth every minute and second of it. Thank you.